Hello, hello.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Arlene.
Hello. I can't believe I'm seeing all my pals here. It's just amazing. And oh wow. So Arlene, you've been waiting for ages. We saw you in the waiting room. How nice of you to come.
I just didn't
And
want to miss it.
no, we didn't want to miss it either. I had to set my alarm. I had to have a wee rest. Hi Lisa. Hi William and Mark. So nice to see you. And Deb. And my cousin John from Australia. Are you there? Come in. Oh
Oh yeah,
man.
yes.
Hi. So thank you so much for coming. Of course, it's 0030 for me, but yeah, it's really nice of you to be here. Thank you. Cool.
That's great. Great to see people.
Good to see you too.
Hey,
And
Lisa. How are you
Hey,
doing?
good. I
Grand to
made
see
it.
you.
It ended up being a little later than you had originally told me, and this I managed to make that
Sorry
work.
about that.
oh,
Oh no, this is better.
Oh, good.
arranging the time zones is one of the terrors, isn't it, of this life? Where you're terrified of being an hour late for something. Oh, another of my pals from Australia has come. Shall we let them in?
Yep.
I, I, oh, I've just, I was so excited I did the hosting. Sorry about that.
You can do the host thing. This is your concert. You're good.
Um, so this is my and Terry and Liz. Terry from the USA, Texas. Yay!
You're from
Thank you so much
Texas.
for being
Yes.
here. And Bruce and Jill are my pals, or some of my pals in Australia. And I have had the honor of singing at some of Bruce's concerts. So it's wonderful for you to be here. Thank you for joining us. Yay!
Bruce and Jill, where in Australia are you from? Oh, you're muted.
I'm muted. I'm gonna let Ian in.
We're in Melbourne.
In Melbourne.
Big
Okay.
big day here in Melbourne. Where it's the end of our lockdown. We've been the most locked down city in the world, 260 days.
Wow.
And today we can leave our home for any reason and have
Woohoo!
visitors.
Congratulations.
You'll be on the road again, won't you? And I have my pal Ian Gordon, for whom it's 0030 as well. And Ian kicked me off on singing with another person 12 years ago. We were singing together in Gaelic. And so thank you so much for beaming in to join us. Hi. We must catch up properly, which we can't do now. So we have to start our concert.
We're going to give it another couple of minutes because people are often going to be bopping in from around the time zone. So let's give it a minute or two and see if we get a couple more, because I think we will.
Very good.
And I'm delighted to see folks that I haven't met yet. I'm Lynn Noel. I'm your host.
And
So hi
Lynn
there.
is,
Welcome.
Lynn is responsible for us, as we will explain on his bill. Lynn is responsible for kicking all of this off for us, and a wonderful
Lynn,
opportunity
Lynn is the
to
publican at the Mermaid Tavern.
That's right. I'm the alewife at the Mermaid's Tavern.
yeah. She's pulling the pints tonight.
Indeed, I am. And
Hi,
I just
Bill.
realized that I had my screen on blur behind me, but you actually can see the tavern itself if I fix that. Just a moment. Let me check my video settings, because the Mermaid's Tavern is my basement studio.
Cool.
So there's my background.
Thank you,
I'm in my
beautiful. Do
basement
that.
studio, too.
There we go. So there's my studio,
Neat.
and all of the books, such ancient things as they are, but I love them dearly, and my instruments and all that. And right behind my head is the mermaid herself. So there she is.
Ah,
Ah,
neat.
Yeah.
very
So
good.
hi Gail, and hi Bill. And Bill, as usual, is sporting a marvelous array of canal boats.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. We always know it's you, Bill, because we see the canal boats coming through.
So isn't it some outrageous time in the UK at the moment?
Yeah, it is. It's 0030. Uh-huh. I know. Um,
Good on you.
yeah. We
The
gotta,
wee,
Time means nothing at the Mermaid's Tavern.
Yeah.
we gotta suffer for our art, Bruce.
it's the wee smallest of the wee small hours. Less than one.
Yeah, that's true.
Very true.
But I
That's
wouldn't,
one,
I wouldn't
two.
miss it. I wouldn't miss it for the world, and then that wouldn't work if I was missing it for the world, would it?
Right.
Welcome
So-
one and all.
Welcome, welcome. I'm going to start with a story of how this all came to be, which is that a year ago in March, we got the call that the governor's order had come down for lockdown on a day when Matthew Byrne was in town in Boston here for a Folk Song Society of Greater Boston concert. And I got a phone call saying, can you live stream him? Now, at the time, I had a couple of old Macs in the basement, and so I said, sure, and went downstairs and crawled around under the desk and hooked everything up. And the short version of the story is that we didn't have sound at 7:10, and we went live to an audience of about 100 at 7:30. And that was the beginning of the
Wonderful
Mermaid
concert.
Tavern. It was a great concert. Matthew was fabulous.
He always is.
He always is. But we've learned a lot since then. And one of the things that we've learned is that people can sing under the most amazing of digital circumstances. And I was delighted to meet people from as far away as Colorado and Scotland. And so Doug and Lynn first started coming to my sessions, and I'll let them tell you a little bit more about how they met. But I learned a lot from watching them perform what was, at the time, the first Zuette ever performed at the Mermaid's Tavern. And I thought that was incredibly cool. And so I'm thrilled tonight to present a duo that, as far as I know, had its being at the Mermaid's Tavern and along a lot of other places. So please welcome the Sillertides.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. And hello from me. Sometimes I have to describe myself as the other Lynn. Or I give myself my abbreviation, Lynn, because I'm quite small. So hello from the non-mermaid Lynn.
And hello from Doug.
So we are delighted to be here. And we would like to start with a big thank you to Lynn for giving us this launch concert for our new CD, Silk and Leather.
And many more thanks to all our supporting friends and family. And a big thank you to Zoom for making this physically possible.
So what we're going to do for you today is to sing some of our shared songs and say a bit about them and how we came to sing them.
And we should say that we aren't actually singing a duet.
Well, for one thing, shared singing is not actually in person. We are doing sequential singing live across 5,000 miles.
I'm in Colorado at the foot of Pikes Peak. Lynn is in the Isle of Lewis in the Outer Hebrides. But on other days, she's in Yorkshire, Edinburgh, or even London, a social butterfly.
But wherever I am in the UK, we're still singing 5,000 miles apart. In fact, we've never actually met in person.
So how on earth and why did we start singing together? Well, we both discovered Lynn Noel's wonderful Mermaid's Tavern,
Yay!
the ballad, the tavern, and the shanty sessions on Zoom.
And we straightway enjoyed the singing, the voice of the other, and communicating on those lovely supportive public chats we all do and during sing-arounds. And we also started chatting in the super handy direct chats, sharing thoughts and interests and sharing words around particular songs we liked.
And we're going to kick things off with actually a couple of solos, which we were doing before we became the Sillertides. And ones which we really each enjoy hearing each other sing, as well as we hope you will too. And I'm going to start with a song about fishing. Even with all the modern electronics and the satellite weather tracking, fishing's still an extremely dangerous way to earn a living. And before all that modern technology, the price of fish was measured in both money and in men's lives. As late as 1968, 3 trawlers out of Hull went down in rough weather within days of each other, with a loss of 58 lives. English folk singer and songwriter Mike Watterson wrote several songs about this kind of life that these fishermen led, and I'd like to sing this one for you. This is The Cold Coast of Iceland. My name is Jim Parkinson, Hull's where I'm from. Some call me a hero, some call me a bum, but I will sing you a song the way songs should be sung, of them heroes that fished off of Iceland. You may talk of your soldiers, your sailors so fine, your man in the steelworks, your lads down the mine, but there's Manny's the hero that's wasted his prime, catching cod off the cold coast of Iceland. Now I've 3 fingers missing, oh, ain't that a shame? And my left leg is gammy, that means that I'm lame. It's a small price to pay to be part of that game, catching cod off the cold coast of Iceland. So it's bye-bye St. Andrews as we head for the ground, where the cod and the haddock and them redfish are found. And then it's out with the gear and we'll work the clock round, catching cod off the cold coast of Iceland. Now your wage is a gamble, so you earn all you can. There's rules to be broken, so you break every one. And you stand and you freeze and kid on you're a man, catching cod off the cold coast of Iceland. And when the trip's over and Sinbad's ashore, he'll have a few pints and then he'll have a few more, and then it's home to the missus or else visit some whore, to forget about fishing off Iceland. Well, then came the cod wars and we lost every round, and the fishing was over for we'd lost the best ground, and a cloud of despondency fell on the town. No more fishing for cod off of Iceland. But now, on the dock where those trawlers were seen, in cold glass and concrete, a brand new museum. It's called Trawling Deep Waters, GB PLC. And all of my heroes are memories. That's right.
Hey, well done, Doug. Always love you singing that one.
Thank you.
And I'm going to sing you one. You'll notice immediately a certain kind of linkage in our themes here. A Love of the Sea. And yeah, so I'm going to sing you a song by my friend Dora Darling, a very talented singer-songwriter, which I love. The water is my element and the sea calls me always. So this song could have been written for me. She wrote it for herself, of course, but I love it. With her kind permission. My brothers all have gone to sea, out on the ocean all are free. That Aegis swells in my blood and bones, the rising sea, she calls me home. And in my heart there beats out a song, for it's on the ocean I belong. My father says I must be a wife, out on the ocean all are free, and on the land must live out my life. The rising sea, she calls me home, and in my heart there beats out a song, for it's on the ocean I belong. So late one night I stowed away out on the ocean all a free. I danced by night and I slept by day. The rising sea, she calls me home, and in my heart there beats out a song, for it's on the ocean I belong. The man one night drank so much rum out on the ocean all a free. They stepped as the dead, as still as stone. The rising sea, she calls me home, and in my heart there beats out a song, for it's on the ocean I belong. The storm that night came howling through, out on the ocean all a free. 'Twould put an end to all our crew. The rising sea, she calls me home, and in my heart there beats out a song, for it's on the ocean I belong. So I sailed that ship through the darkest night, out on the ocean all a free, till my brow was kissed by the morning light. The rising sea, she calls me home, and in my heart there beats out a song, for it's on the ocean I belong. A ship shall always be my home, out on the ocean all a free. With the sound of the sea I am never alone. The rising sea, she calls me home, and in my heart there beats out a song, for it's on the ocean I belong. It's on the ocean I belong. That's it. Thank you. Thank you. So we found we liked a lot of the same songs, and often with subtly different words. They range from folk songs in English to love songs, comic songs, sea shanties, and American gospel.
And in our repertoire were a number of conversation songs, so it seemed natural to ask, should we try one of these together? Using sequential singing, an approach originally pioneered by Lynn and another mutual friend, David Kidman.
So we started with a song that Doug knew called Norland Wind.
In the first verse, the man, who's a wandering exile from Scotland, asks the north wind what she saw as she came down through Scotland into England. And the wind answers that she saw the Sillertides, or Sillertides in Scottish parlance, running up the Firth of Forth. And this is a phrase from which we took the name of our duo, Sillertides.
So as the song is implicitly about a male traveller having a conversation with the wind, or battle with the wind really, the obvious division of parts was for me to play the wind, which I do.
And dividing the roles between two voices this way makes it clear on first hearing that there are two different sides to the story, 2 points of view, and we're going to sing that for you now.
Yes, I
I got to find the right note. Here we are. Oh, tell me what was on your road, ye roaring Norland wind, as ye came blowing frae the north that's never frae my mind. My feet they travelled England, but I'm geeing for the north.
My man I saw the Sillertides run up the firth o' force.
Wind, I ken them weel and yoch, and fine they fa and rise. And fain I'd feel the creeping mist on yonder shore that lies. But tell me as ye passed them by, what saw ye on your way?
My man, I rock the roving gulls that sail up in the tide.
But saw ye naething lee in wind afore ye cam to Fife? For there's muckle lying yond the tay that's mair to me nor life.
My man, I swept the Angus braes that ye havena trod in years.
Wind, forgie a hemless lone, the canna see for tears.
And far up in the Angus trance, I saw the wild geese flee, and Langland's gain a beaten wings with the haste of what I see, and I the crying voices trailed behind them on the air.
Wind, hae mercy, haud your wheesht, for I darna listen mair.
Thank you. This. Thank you. So this first song we've sung as a shared song is special to us in several ways.
It was a song I particularly loved, and simply put, it was enjoyable to sing with the different voices, taking the roles of the traveler and the wind, making it clear to the hearer which of the two parties was speaking.
For me, also, it takes a poem by Violet Jacobs, who lost her son in the First World War. And as many of you will know, along with Gaelic song, this has been the passion of my life.
And this song really gave us our first taste of singing together. And we got rave review feedback from our singing friends, not only for the interesting way of presenting the songs, but more significantly, feedback specifically on how well our voices blended and how good we sounded together.
So we just unexpectedly had to do more of it. We found we sang together with an enormous joy and ease and a mutual respect and support and gentle challenge. And we hugely enjoy it. And we are still doing it, choosing the songs and the research and the practice as much as the performance.
And we've found that our audiences really like this, and we've made it our specialty.
Our conversation songs may be very old ballads or modern songs. They may be love songs, sea shanties, any song built around a conversation between two or more people. And in fact, we've seen our friend David Ingerson join us, and we've sung some of these conversations between three people. And he's sung one of them with us on our CD. Nice to see you, David. So we particularly like to sing traditional Scottish and Irish songs, and we've greatly extended our mutual range to include other songs, for example, as well as gospel and supernatural songs.
And some humorous ones. Now we sing together live on Zoom virtually every week. Of course, we don't just show up and sing.
We do spend real time together in preparation, not just practicing, but also discussing, choosing and interpreting songs. So now we're going to sing you another favourite song, Johnny My Man, also known as Farewell to Whiskey. And then we'll say a wee bit about how we interpreted this special song.
It's a kind of a temperance song and a husband-wife conversation at the same time about the man's drinking problem and the impact that it's having on his family.
Can you give me the start note, please? Johnny, my man, do you know think on the rising? The day is far spent and the next coming on. Your cellar's near done and this stoops teema for ye. Oh, rise up, my Johnny, and come away.
Oh, was that at the door I hear speaking so kindly? Is it the voice of my ain wife, my Jeannie by name? Come in by, my dearie, and sit down beside me.
Nay, rise up, my Johnny, and come away. Oh, Johnny, my man, our bairns are a greeting. Nay, meal in the barrel to fall their wee wings. While sitting here drinking, ye leave me lamenting. Oh, rise up, my Johnny, and come away.
Ah, Jeannie, my lass, go out frae this tavern. Go hame to the bairnies and haud your wheesht here. 'Tis nae a fit place for a wife or for a mither, nor in me for my companions, ma more.
Oh, Johnny, 'tis ye what brings shame on our family. Our sons ken a man who's what father by name. They'll learn your example, gang dweebly in Dale House. Oh, rise up, my Johnny, and come away. Ah, John, do you mind when we first fell a courting? Neil was not tavern he ran in your mind. We spend our long days among the sweet scented roses, and our nails ochten langsen to gang away.
I remember richt weel, Jean, the times that ye speak of, but the days are a past and will ne'er come again. Just think on the present and we'll try for to mend it. Say, gi's your hand, Jeannie, and I'll awa him. Then Johnny raised up and he banged the door open, saying, cursed be the tavern that e'er let me in, and cursed be the whiskey that's made me aye thirsty. Oh, fare ye well, whiskey, for I'll awa hame. And Jeannie, my dear, your advice will be taken. I'll leave off the old deeds and follow thee hame. Live sober and wisely, and I be respected. Nimmer in the alehouse I'll sit, but at hame. No Johnny goes out ilka fine summer even, wi' his wife and his bairnies full trig and full bane. Though a wee while since syne in rags they were rinnin', while Johnny sat full in the alehouse at e'en.
Content and crows he sits by his ain fireside, and Jeannie a happy a wife there is nay mair to the tavern at necht does he wander, but happy were Jean and his bairnies at hame. There we go. Thank you. So we both really enjoyed singing Jean Redpath's version of the song, which was largely based on lyrics from 1901. And so much so we both said we would walk on broken glass to sing this song. But I felt that Johnny's relatively quick in the tavern transition from drunkard to pillar of the community just lacked something of the real emotional interaction that would have occurred with such a major change of heart.
And after some discussion with a Scottish singer friend of ours, we added a couple of new verses and made some minor revisions to help fill in the story, with the man initially resisting and trying to override his wife's pleading, followed by her detailing more powerfully the impact his drinking was having and would continue to have on his children.
We fairly quickly developed a repertoire of over a dozen songs, built out initially from songs that one or both of us already knew. But more recently, we've been learning songs that we've heard and enjoyed, starting from scratch.
On several of our regular Zoom song circles, our shared songs have become a kind of a regular feature, and we've been encouraged and supported by our good friends there and here.
Hi. So over time, we've become more familiar with the kinds of songs that each of us liked and that we both liked together, and also more comfortable with suggesting songs and genres that were more challenging. This has broadened our comfort zones.
And based on the mutual trust and the favorable reception from friends, we felt comfortable broadening our singing to include songs that we previously might not have chosen due to being initially less at ease with the subject matter or the genre or just the story itself. Lynn, this next song, how did you feel about singing it when I first suggested it?
And initially I was quite reluctant. Ghosts and supernatural songs about death or beyond the grave weren't part of my repertoire at all. In fact, I'm really scared of horror movies and such like. So I'd say that it was based on recognizing that real shared singing calls for a level of mutual commitment and actually trust based on the enjoyment of singing together and personal rapport. So I was willing to try this next song, which is The Unquiet Grave, because we had sung together quite a lot by that time, and I was willing to be stretched outside my comfort zone. I also felt safe that if I decided not to use it, not to sing it after we tried it out, Doug would just have accepted that.
It does have a really interesting story, and an intriguing melody involves conflict and resolution, or at least acceptance, and definite emotion. This is predominantly an English folk song. It's not often collected in Scotland or the United States. And here it is, The Unquiet Grave.
Which starts on
F. Yeah.
Cold blows the wind on my true love, soft falls the gentle rain. I never had but one true love, and in the greenwood he lies slain. I'd lose much for my true love, as any young lass may. I'll sit and mourn on your grave for 12 months and a day.
When 12 months and a day had passed, the ghost began to speak. Who is it that sits all on my grave and will not let me sleep?
'Tis I, your own true love, that sits on your grave. I ask of you one kiss from your sweet lips, and that is all that I crave.
My lips, they are as clay, my love. My breath is earthy strong. And if you should kiss my clay cold lips, your time 'twould not be long. Look down in yonder garden fair, where you and I would walk. The fairest flower that e'er bloomed there has withered to the stalk. The stalk it has withered and dried, my love, and so will our hearts decay. So make yourself content, my love, till death calls you away.
Cold blows the wind on my true love, soft falls the gentle rain. I never had but one true love, and in the green wood he lies slain. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We initially considered putting a handful of songs together on YouTube or maybe doing an EP, a small CD, but soon realized we had more than enough favorites to do a full-sized CD, choosing from among those that had been most favorably received by our friends and those that were the most fun to sing.
So the basic question was how to go about this, as we are 5,000 miles apart, and COVID precludes visiting professional studios. I had some experience of recording at home and worked with a Yorkshire-based engineer, James Jelliman, and James advised us on what was technically possible.
With a little experimentation, we tested out recording in basic home recording studios at both ends, finding ways to improve the acoustics of available rooms within the house at minimal expense. Lynn chose a bay window with heavy draperies and old quilts that would break up the resonance in the rooms. Let me
I think
get
I
to
managed
it
that
here.
one. So there I am.
Ah, there we are.
It's a good thing I'm very short because I didn't need any knees in this. And if I can find another one, hang on. Oh, it's pretty similar. And here I am, sitting at my. Oh no, wrong one.
Oh, that was a good one.
I was trying to do that one. Oh, it's not done it. Sorry. I was trying to find a picture of myself, sitting at my. No, it's not. It's not working. Sorry. We'll go on to yours. If I can pull mine back up later, I will. Yeah. So so Doug chose a small carpeted downstairs guest room with a queen-sized bed. I thought surely this is far too much detail, but he explained this was to soak up all the sound. And experimentation. He was able to damp the room even more using bedding, towels, bath mats, and other sound absorbent materials. Well, of course, we'll have to show you the picture. And he put up a simple blue backdrop to block the view of other quilts. So it was a kind of finely tuned, organised chaos, but also that could be easily reversible because it was, after all, meant to be a guest room. And I hope that now we're going to see at least the stuffed toys. When I first saw these stuffed toys, I was thinking, good gracious me, we're having stuffed toys as well as part of the singing. They're all along as friends. But Doug assured me they were to soak up some more of the sound as well.
Right,
Doug,
they're highly tuned acoustic toys.
Are you going to show the toys, Doug? I think everyone should see them.
My screen is telling me that it's actually being shared now. Anybody
right.
see it? Can you see it?
Oh, yes.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now these are the acoustic stuffed animals. And corners are hard things to get rid of the resonance in because it reflects off back and forth off the two walls. So these are bath mats, inexpensive and surprisingly effective. These cabinets had flat fronts, so we hung towels over them. It's going to look a little messy here. There was a step down in the ceiling of the room that I had to block, and you can also see down here there's basically a large bedspread over the closet doors, the full double set of closet doors, which were a problem for reflecting. There they are. And this is a TV set with a flat screen. And I think that's about all I've got. So we will stop the screen sharing.
It was a good thing Doug didn't have a lot of visitors in this period, isn't it, really?
Fortunately, we have another guest room upstairs.
Yeah.
This is the basement guest room that very seldom gets used.
Yeah, so I think you enough of the bath mats, Doug.
Right. Okay. One sec. We live sang together over Zoom so that we could still interact visually, and this created a video picture. And at the same time, we're making the individual audio recordings.
So this gave James, our engineer, the high quality audios to create the CD. And he could also use all the tracks to combine audio and visual and create a video with sound, with quality sound. So we could have some videos for virtual folk festivals and also for our new YouTube channel.
You might be wondering about how we chose the title for our CD. The title came from my observation in a chat during an early sing-around that Lynn's voice sounded like silk and mine was more like leather, but the combination really worked.
So we'd like to sing a song for you now that's a clear departure from the usual broken token songs, in which the returning soldier or sailor puts his lady on trial to see if she's been faithful in his absence. In this song, the lady puts her man through a trial to see whether his love is worthy of his acceptance, or her acceptance. And one of the things we did with this song is we discussed singing a final verse or not. Doug persuaded me not to sing the final verse because in the final verse, of course, Doug actually likes happy endings, and we took out the happy ending so you can be left hanging as to whether actually this works out. I have my own doubts, but we'll see. Right, Maha, I think you start.
There are dozens of versions of this song under several names, but whether you call her Cecilia or Sylvia or Sophie or some other sobriquet, she's Sauve, the female highwayman. I gotta find the note. Sauve, Sauve, all on a day, she dressed herself in man's array, with a sword and pistol all by her side, to rob her true love, away did ride.
She rode up to him and bade him stand, stand and deliver all that you have, stand and deliver your silver store, or else this moment, your life's no more. He gave her all his silver store, but yet she said, there's one thing more. There's a diamond ring that I know you wear. Deliver that now, deliver that, and your life I'll spare.
This diamond ring's a token of love, this ring I prize my life above. She was tender-hearted just like a dove, she rode away, then she rode away from her own true love. Next morning in her garden green, he spied his watch hanging from a chain. He spied his watch hanging from her clothes, which made him blush like any rose.
What made you blush at so silly a thing? I'd fain have had your diamond ring. 'Twas for that I robbed you all on the plain. So take your watch, love, so take your watch and your silver again.
Why entered you this foolish plot? Suppose that pistol you had shot. If you had shot me upon that plain, forever after, you'd be in shame.
I did intend it was to know if you were my true love or no. For if you'd have given me that ring, she said, I'd have pulled the trigger, and shot you dead. I don't intend to leave you in any doubt that I pulled the trigger. So we enjoy singing that. I enjoy singing it a lot, and we leave the story now hanging as to whether that would work out. There is a line in that song which we've not yet addressed, have we, Doug? But we have discussed it, which is that she was tender-hearted like a dove. We're not entirely sure that being tender-hearted like a dove is entirely consistent with the song. We've left it in there for now, but it's hovering. You know, we every time we sing it, we say, "Huh, well, that wasn't a very tender-hearted thing to do." But hey, right, on we go.
On the borderline between passion and madness.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, we'd like to sing another conversation now, this time between the shepherd's wife, who's cooking dinner, and her husband, as she calls him home for supper, but finds him surprisingly reluctant. So she's obligated to come up with some incentive to bring him home. This song's often attributed to Robert Burns, but the story is likely much older, though perhaps revised and written down by him.
Yeah. Okay, and we start this one. That's quite right. You sure?
I think so. Start it where it feels right for you.
Give me that note again. It should be middle of C. Thank you. The shepherd's wife cries o'er the knowe, will ye come hame, will ye come hame? The shepherd's wife cries o'er the knowe, will ye come hame again in a jaw?
What will ye gie me tae my supper, gin I come hame, gin I come hame? What will ye gie me tae my supper, gin I come hame again in jaw?
He's got a pumful o' plump and porridge and butter and them. He's got a pumful o' plump and porridge. Can ye come hame again in a jaw?
Ha ha ha, that's knitting the dough. I winna come hame, I canna come hame. Ha ha ha, that's knitting the dough. I winna come hame again in jaw.
The shepherd's wife cries o'er the knowe, will ye come hame, will ye come hame? The shepherd's wife cries o'er the knowe, will ye come hame again in a jaw?
What will ye gie me tae my supper, gin I come hame, gin I come hame? What will ye gie me tae my supper, gin I come hame again in jaw?
A reekin fat hen will frighten the pan, gin ye come hame, gin ye come hame? A reekin fat hen we frighten the pan, gin ye come hame again in a jaw?
Ha ha ha, that's knitting the dough. I winna come hame, I canna come hame. Ha ha ha, that's knitting the dough. I winna come hame again in jaw.
The shepherd's wife cries o'er the knowe, will ye come hame, will ye come hame? The shepherd's wife cries o'er the knowe, will ye come hame again in a jaw?
Oh, what will ye gie me tae my supper, gin I come hame, gin I come hame? What will ye gie me tae my supper, gin I come hame again in jaw?
We'll made bed and a pair of clean sheets. Can ye come hame? Can ye come hame? We'll made bed and a pair of clean sheets. Can ye come hame again in a jaw?
Ha ha ha, that's knitting the dough. I winna come hame, I canna come hame. Ha ha ha, that's knitting the dough. I winna come hame again in jaw.
The shepherd's wife cries o'er the knowe, will ye come hame, will ye come hame? The shepherd's wife cries o'er the knowe, will ye come hame again in a jaw.
What will you gie me tae my supper, gin I come hame, gin I come hame? What will you gie me tae my supper, gin I come hame again, Joe?
Ah, loving wife and lily white linens, gin ye come hame, gin ye come hame. A loving wife and lily white linens, gin ye come hame again, Joe.
Ha ha ha, that's something that do. I will come hame, I can come hame. Ha ha ha, that's something that do. I will come hame again, Joe. Ha ha ha, that's something that do. I will come hame, I can come hame. Ha ha ha, that's something that do. I will come hame, I will come hame, I will come hame against Joe.
Great.
So she tempted him home in the end. It's also nice to sing songs which are designed for a mature couple as opposed to purely early love songs. So let's do a couple of those. So we're going to sing you another one now, which is another domestic conversation from an ancient Scottish ballad of marital stubbornness. And this time, the wife, a bit like in the song Sophie, the wife does come out trumps. But the trumps are paid dearly by both partners for their pigheadedness, their loss of dignity, the theft of their food to hungry interlopers who they've failed to address. So if you don't know House of Skip, it's a version of Housewife's Cap. And the song is called Get Up and Bar the Door, or The Barring of the Door. Right, Maha. And where do we start this one, Doug?
C to F.
Okay. It fell about the Martinmas time and the gay time it was anno, when our good wife had puddings to mak and she spoiled them in the pano.
The wind blew cold frae north and south, it blew into the floor. Oh, quoth our good man to our good wife, get up and bar the door. Oh.
My hand is in my House of Skip, good man, as ye may see, oh, and it shouldna be barred this 100 year, it's no be barred by me, oh.
They made a paction tween them twa, they made it firm and sure, oh, that whatever spoke the foremost word should rise and bar the door, oh.
Then by they came twa gentlemen at 12 o'clock that night, oh, and they could neither see nor house, nor hall, nor coal, nor candle light, oh.
Oh, they were hungry, cold and wheat, and it were an awful nicht, oh, and when they saw the open door, their hearts leapt at the sight, oh. Now whether is this a rich man's house, or whether is this a poor, oh, but ne'er a word when ane of them speak for barring of the door, oh.
And first they ate the white puddings, and then they ate the black, oh, and Machel thought the good wife to hersel, yet ne'er a word she spak, oh.
Then said the ane unto the other, here man, take ye my knife, oh, do ye take off the old man's beard, and I'll kiss the good wife, oh.
But there's nae water in the house, and what shall we do then, oh? What ails ye at the pudding brie that boils into the pan, oh?
Oh, up and started our good man, and an angry man was he, oh. Will you kiss my wife before me een, and scald me with pudding brie, oh.
Then up and started our good wife, gaed 3 skips o'er the floor, oh. Good man, you've spoken the foremost word, get up and bar the door, oh. It fell about the Martinmas time and a gay time it was anno, when our good wife had puddings to mak, and she spoiled them in the pan, oh. There you go. So she's won in the end. So finally, we would like to sing you two songs that are not on our CD, and maybe we might do another one. But we're still extending our repertoire, and we thought that Lynn would particularly like this one, so that's why we've learnt it. Yes, Doug.
Colin McConnell is a longtime leading member of the band Boys of the Loch and a legendary singer and musician in Ireland. Lynn decided to buy Cathal's excellent Irish songbook titled I've Travelled This Country for the wonderful songs and the detailed history it provides.
Yeah, and so we're working our way through. And I've actually met Cathal. He came to Face Roche, which is the adult learning and music festival on the west coast of Scotland, several times to teach. He always joined the Cayleys, which is where I originally met him, as I'd be singing there too. And Cathal joins one of the Zoom sessions that I regularly sing at.
So it's really exciting to be able to sing some of Cathal's versions of the traditional songs of Ireland.
Mm-hmm. We're now going to sing you Cathal's version of one of the great ballads, many times collected in England, Ireland, Scotland, and indeed America. So it's Lady Margaret. But with some additional Halloween-style verses at the end too. So, Maha.
Lady Margaret, she lay on her fine feather bed. The midnight hour drew near, when the ghostly form came to her bed, and to her did appear, and to her did appear.
Are you my father, the king? She said. Are you my brother, John? Or are you my true love, William? She said, coming home from Scotland along, coming home from Scotland along.
No, I am not your father, the king, then he cried, nor am I your brother, John. But I am your true love, William, he said, coming home from Scotland along, coming home from Scotland along. Oh, Margaret, Lady Margaret, he cried, for love or for charity, will you give me back the plighted troth that once, love, I gave thee, that once, love, I gave to thee?
No, I'll not give you back your plighted troth, nor any such a thing, until you take me to my father's hall, where oft times we have been, where oft times we have been.
And then he took her to her own father's hall.
And as they entered in, the gates flew open of their own free will, to let young William in, to let your William in.
Oh, Margaret, Lady Margaret, he cried, for love or for charity, will you give me back the plighted troth that once, love, I gave thee, that once, love, I gave to thee?
No, I'll not give you back your plighted troth, nor any such a thing, until you take me to yon high churchyard, and there marry me with a ring, and there marry me with a ring.
So he took her then to yon high churchyard.
And as they entered in, the gates flew open of their own free will, for to let young William in, for to let young William in.
Oh, Margaret, Lady Margaret, he cried, for love or for charity, will you give me back the plighted troth that once love I gave thee, that once love I gave to thee?
Then out of her pocket she drew a cross, and she laid it on his breast, saying, here is back your plighted troth, and in heaven your soul find rest, and in heaven your soul find rest.
Oh, the winds do blow and the moorcocks do crow, and it's nearly breaking day, and it's time that the living must part from the dead. So, my love, I must away, away. My love, I must away.
She followed him high and she followed him low, until they came to the churchyard Green, and there the grave did open up to let young William in, to let young William in. What 3 things are these, sweet William, she said, that stand here by your head?
Oh, it is 3 maidens, Margaret, he said, I promised once to wed, I promised once to wed.
What 3 things are these, sweet William, she said, that stand here by your grave?
Oh, it's my 3 babies, Margaret, he said, that these 3 maids me gave, that these 3 maids me gave.
What 3 things are these, sweet William, she said, I see you quake with fear.
Oh, it is 3 hellhounds, Margaret, he said, and they wait my soul to tear, forever my soul to tear.
She's raised up her lily white hand and struck him all in the breast, saying, 4 fair maids and 3 children you wronged, I'm sure you'll gain no rest, I'm sure you'll gain no rest. There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so
Appropriate for Halloween.
yeah, it's coming up, isn't it? Yes. So I think we're going to close. We're coming to the end of our concert, aren't we, Doug?
Yes, and to close it out, we'd like to do one more appropriate song for Halloween. And it's a song that goes back before the year 1600 and found in England, Scotland, Ireland, and America. A cheery little song of multiple predators engaging in chaos, slaughter, destruction at a wedding supper, with amphibians and mammals living together. This version is from Ireland and is known as, well, I think you'll recognize the story.
Yeah. I've just also posted a couple of links while we're doing it. Right. So I think you kick this one off.
I think I do. There was a frog lived in a well, Fally Lincoln laddie.
And a mouse who kept a mill tidy and diddle-dum-di-dum-dandy.
The horse he rode was a big black snail, Fally Lincoln laddie.
Saddle and bridle and under his tail, tidy and diddle-dum-di-dum-dandy.
Soon he came to Miss Mousie's door, Fally Lincoln laddie.
Where he'd been many times before, tidy and diddle-dum-di-dum-dandy.
Missy Mouse, are you within, Fally Lincoln laddie?
Yes, kind sir, I sit and spin, tidy and tidy-di-diddle-dum-dandy.
He took Miss Mousie on his knee, Fally Lincoln laddie. Missy Mouse, will you marry me? Tidy han, diddle-dum-di-dum-dandy.
Oh, Uncle Rat is not at home, Fally Lincoln laddie. Without his leave I'll marry none, tidy and diddle-dum-di-dum-dandy.
Uncle Rat came home for tea, Fally Lincoln laddie. Anyone here while I was away? Tidy han, diddle-dum-di-dum-dandy.
Yes, there was a nice young man, Fally Lincoln laddie. Says he'll marry me if he can, tidy and diddle-dum-di-dum-dandy.
Spread the table till we dine, Fally Lincoln laddie. Change a farthing, bring in wine, tidy and diddle-dum-di-dum-dandy.
This noble family at supper sat, Fally Lincoln laddie. In walked a kitten and a cat, tidy and diddle-dum-di-dum-dandy.
Cat seized Uncle by the crown, Fally Lincoln laddie. Kitten knocked Miss Mousie down, tidy han, diddle-dum-di-dum-dandy.
Horsey snail rode up the wall, Fally Lincoln laddie. Says the devil's among ye all, tidy and diddle-dum-di-dum-dandy.
Frog then rode around the room, Fally Lincoln laddie. Just like any sporting groom, tidy han, diddle-dum-di-dum-dandy.
In came a flock of neighbours' ducks, Fally Lincoln laddie. Soon they gobbled the bachelors up, tidy and diddle-dum-di-dum-dandy.
This noble family's gone to wrack, Fally Lincoln laddie. All for kittens, ducks and cat, tidy han, diddle-dum-di-dum-dandy. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Lynn. Thank you.
It was delightful.
We classify that one as a happy song, but it doesn't entirely have a happy ending. I'm surprised, Doug, you haven't changed the ending, to make it happy. But, it is the purpose of the song, isn't it? I do think Doug has the best line in that song. I love the idea of Frog riding around the room just like any sporting groom, having no idea what's kind of round the corner in life for Froggy. So we do love that. So we have kind of finished our songs now. But again, we'd like to tender our sincerest thanks to Lynn Noel, who's with us, of the Mermaid Tavern and Crosscurrents Music, for all her support, to our very patient spouses, to our audio engineer, James Gentleman of Burning Studios over in the UK, for making this CD possible, all his advice and help and support to us.
And the links to our page at Bandcamp for purchase or listening, as well as to YouTube for some of our other music, are in the chat, as well as links to Lynn's other earlier productions and projects.
Well, the links they're kind of off my website, but they're on my website. They are there. So thank you so much for coming, for listening, for supporting us. We really hope you've enjoyed this launch party, and we'll see you again soon around the internet or in person. And thanks, Doug. As ever, been great singing with you.
And if you'd like to hear more,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for inviting us. It's been delightful.
Yes, lovely.
Thank
Lovely.
and if you would like to come and sing with Lynn and Doug again at the Mermaid's Tavern, I will drop the link in the chat. You can join the mailing list at mermaidstavern.com.
Thank you. And
Join
hi to
our
Janet.
mailing list. We have a 2 sings a month, one for shanty and tavern songs and one a ballad sing. We have a very special sing coming up at the end of this month, the Tam Linn Marathon, where we sing versions of the well-known ballad Tam Linn. If any Australians are out there and want to bring us some Australian versions of Tam Linn, I would love it. That would be just amazing. Go ahead, Doug.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, we usually ask, anybody got any questions for us?
Yeah. You've answered very many.
Okay, silence is wonderful.
It's been great
Thanks
fun.
for those great. Thanks for those great and really well thought out introductions to those songs. That's why we've got no questions. That was really comprehensive and informative and interesting.
Well, thank you so much. We've really enjoyed it.
Thank you very much. This is great.
It was well done. Very nicely put together.
Yep.
Thanks. We'll stick around for a little bit if anybody wants to chat afterwards. Briefly.
Oh, I was just going to wish Lynn a good sleep. When I finish singing, it always takes me 2 or 3 hours to get to sleep. So I don't know.